Alright, so I'm watching this again because it didn't record audio. Here's my opponent. I'd say GL, as I say every round to everybody. I would like to play first, clearly. And this screen is tiny. Okay. Yeah, this looks like a keepable hand. I'd keep it in the dark against anybody. 1 drop, 3 drop, and then the 0-5 wall blocker. Plus, you know, a 1-1 menace is just delicious. My opponent's black. Paying a mana, attack for 2. And then the pain started. Oh look, black-red pirates. It doesn't seem nasty. It's 2 mana. It's just got 2 power. But, you know, when you're playing pirates, every card has 2 mana and 2 power. And probably menace, so you can't block. And probably make small menace creatures, so you also can't block them. I had to fight this deck at the pre-release. I managed to beat them because the player got lucky game 1, and games 2 and 3 they completely died. And so I was hopeful I could still beat this guy, but you need like 50 removal spells in a deck of only 40 cards. There I am, making the picture bigger. I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, 2 mana, 2 power guy, maybe? Yeah, then they flip another 2 power guy for 2 mana, see? And so their 1-2 becomes a 2-3, which is huge. But they don't attack, there's no point. I line up my guy against theirs and decide I don't want to attack, because if they block and trade, then they get a gold, which guarantees that they'll make 2 more 2-drops next turn, but you know, this is not the case. I think the play here is obviously the 3-2 dinosaur. Okay, this is just stupid. If you play a pirate, you can untap those goblins, so I'm playing for the 1 damage, as opposed to playing the 3-2 dinosaur to block and trade off their tiny weenie guys. So I think I, you know, could have made a much better choice here. Especially when one of the guys is a 2-3, they can just send it in. Oh, and this card hurts a lot. Whenever I discard a card, I lose 2 life, and of course, at the end of their turn, if they've attacked with anybody, I have to discard a card. So it's basically empty your hand or start taking a shock every turn. And nobody likes that. So I block the 2-1 and gang block the other one. Shoot. And you know, it's not looking too bad. I still have to discard a card, and I'm going to discard the Merfolk trick because there's, you know, no point waiting for a Merfolk. They go straight up to 4 mana. Now I play the T-Rex I should have played last turn. See, right now I'd be doing much better if I had the 3-2 in play and had discarded the 2-2 creature I played for that extra 1 damage trigger off the goblins. It's amazing how much better you realize you should have played when you're watching the game again, as opposed to currently playing and narrating, but whatever. I cast the T-Rex and completely forgot about the attack and discard a card. So I didn't realize I'd have to pick between the 5-drop Flash Dinosaur or the +3/+3 combat trick. Plus he gave his guy +2/+2 in haste. I hate that card, it's very good. So of course I hate it. The 4-4 I could block. 6-6, this is not so easy. The 6-5, this is not so easy. So I just take a bash on the chin. Don't bum block, what are you doing? Don't gain 2 life. No! Yep. And a turn shoot them in the face, and then I could pick between or the combat trick. I know I can use the combat trick. Probably block and buff my guy to kill his 6-5. So I actually say goodbye to the dinosaur. Because I need 5 lands anyway, and there's no... I can't guarantee that I'll get a land, but I can definitely cast the combat trick and hopefully trade a creature and my spell for his creature and the enchantment. Though I never thought I would discard a 5 mana 4/4 flash, but this is Magic. Stuff happens. And then I do draw a 5th land, but you know, I couldn't bank on that. I get in for 1 with my manas. And then I sit back, ready to trade Dino and Trick. Oh, what's this guy? Haste Explore. No, 3/3 haste for 4 mana. That's not terrible. And everybody comes in. So I block the new one, and I block the middle, and I pump my guy. And this is good because now I've got no hand, so the black enchantment, I won't take any damage. I won't be taking 2 damage every time because I'm discarding a card. And I gain some life off my dinosaur. I don't know what that trigger is. Something or other. Oh, yeah. The 2 treasures I've got on the bottom right there are from killing the black creature, the one that had the enchantment on it. They're not bad, 2 mana 4/3, but if your opponent kills it, they're very rewarded by getting 2 extra mana this turn. I think I would have been better off waiting to see what else my opponent did before I shot all 3 creatures. I was worried that they might pump them up because I know red has 1 or 2 pumps. But seeing they're not green, I should not have worried at all and should have waited for their attack step. Like, it's an on-board trick. But I don't think I played this right. I waited too long. Because I'm giving him a mana on his turn extra. Well, not him, they. Another one of these 2 mana 2 power creatures. You notice that they've got all of them. And they drew a mountain, so that's nice for them, I guess. At least it stays as a 1/2. And they've still got the Pirelli's Dragon, although they cast it. And yes, it's Pirelli's Dragon, the famous calendar maker, also works in Magic cards. And I'll shoot my opponent in the face. And untap and play a nasty dinosaur. So it looks a bit more stable now. I've got the biggest power on the board and a good blocker. And in 12 turns, my opponent's dead. But you know that does mean they get 12 more cards. I'm sure something exciting will happen in that time. And 4 damage, kill your big guy. All right. Send both in. They haven't got a dinosaur, so the 2/2 is only a 2/2. Although at this point I block it thinking it's a 3/3. It doesn't matter, but the ability will trigger, but it won't give +1/+1 unless you have a dinosaur when you attack and when the ability resolves. And I forgot to deal 1 damage at that point. That was a nice feeling. Another 2 mana 2/2. Don't be surprised. Yeah, you can see how resilient the stupid goblins is. They've been here all game, and dealing very small amounts of damage all game, but still. And then, you know, Dinosaur Planeswalker. Bit hard to win after that. They just make a 3/3. Everybody gets pumped. So the black-red pirate gets +2/+2. The Dragon Keeper goes from 2/2 to a 3/3. And I take my damage and don't discard a card. And untap and kinda die. I'm low enough that the opponent can just ultimate and shoot my guys for 2 and attack with the whole team. But they don't do that. Instead they gain a bit of life and attack with everybody. I mean, I've got either it's genuine you're dead if they had have done that. I block like this, take the 4 damage on the outside. So I go to 1. My opponent goes to a mere 12. I don't know what I was thinking at this point. I'm just mousing over. Oh, and they have the +1 -1 spell, and that's game because their 3/3 becomes a 4/4, which is being blocked by my soon-to-be -1/only 4. Yeah, no. They definitely should have ultimated Halakalaka Tattle, say that my 2 guys cannot block, and attack for lethal. I go to 12, I don't discard, I untap and draw a land, I'm sure. No, I can deal 3 damage and die to everybody else. Alright, so that's game 1. And I'm seeing something else, I don't know, the master's flying around. I wanted to double check his sideboard, and all I did was confirm everything gives 2 power for 2 mana. And he had the 4 mana instant that just 5 mana instant that deals 4 damage wherever they like, which is nasty. And for a common, I've only actually seen it once. There's no point narrating here. I don't know what I did or what I thought. I don't think I make any changes. I put the Triceratopses in thinking if I can get to 5, they can block 2 creatures, and seeing they've all basically 2/2s, each Triceratops represents 2 cards dead. If the game goes long, if I survive the initial onslaught. But, seeing there's only 5 minutes left of this video, and seeing my deck's not fast enough to win 2 times in 5 minutes, guess what happens? Probably should have got rid of Vraska, like everything that costs 5 or more. I could have got rid of them, just shoved in a lot of tiny, cheap little guys. Just to have creatures in the early game that can actually block usefully. Especially like if Vraska's a top deck, she can show up and kill 1 creature and die, or she can show up and make it 2/2 and get it, and then the opponent can just attack around her. The Merfolk. Sorry, the 2/2 with menace. 7 cards was awful, 6 cards was awful. 5 at least had my sideboard card and another land, so it's possible my opponent draws, really poorly. But they just had such good consistency. Everything cost 2 mana and had 2 power. This guy kind of has 2 power, because he attacks for 1 and you lose a life when he attacks. So, I take 2 damage because it turns sideways. Yep, 19. Yep, 20. Goodo. I need a 3-drop at this point, like the 3/2 dinosaur, gain 2 life when its enrage goes off. But no. Instead they get the 2/2 gets bigger, who's at 2/2. So he's got a 1 mana 2 power guy and a 2 mana 3 power guy. I'm feeling pretty dead, but you never know. I might draw a miracle. Another 2 mana 2 power guy. There's Vraska. If I had have taken her out and replaced her with a 2 or 3 cost guy, I could have cast it and maybe block somebody, but this was not the case. And next turn I do get to untap and play my Triceratops, so I'm thinking, good, I have a chance at this point. I can trade off 2 creatures for the 1 good blocker. Oh, the era of elbows. Oh, yeah, this guy. 3 mana, 3/3. So he breaks the it breaks the code of my opponent's deck, unfortunately. Can't block, and if he's got any other pirates, it's got menace, so it's very hard to block. So I pass. I'm on 7. I'm going to take 3 damage from the menace jerk. The 2/2 pirate who gets +1 for other pirates, I don't think he gets about +4/+4. Something stupid. Even if I had my red mana, I could cast the little 2/2 knight, but this is not to be the case. Yeah, I think in this case, any time I play against my opponent, I would not be able to race them. They got a very consistent deck. It's black and it's red. They've even got key removal spells that deal up to 4 damage, which hurts a lot of creatures. Burp. And even if I did take out all my expensive guys and put in weenie guys, my weenies probably cost more and are less effective than his weenies, because pirates are savage. I'm just figuring out how to block with the weird creature that blocks 2 creatures. I think, do I want to do this? Nah, let's die. That would be better. Die the trade this way. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yep, kill that. Go to 2, untap, die. Pretty much. And this game felt like 5 minutes to play. This whole match.